Thanks for having us today. As you know, the real estate market is changing, and we have different opportunities in a changing market. We're fortunate to have with us today Mark Manley, who's the auction coordinator of Rowell Auction out of Moultrie, Georgia. Mark is going to answer some questions for us and give us an idea about how auctions really operate. Mark, one of the first questions I'd like to ask you is, what's the difference in a foreclosure auction and a bank-ordered auction?
Well, Helen, a foreclosure auction is the process by which the bank actually takes title back to the property. Normally those are conducted on the courthouse steps where the bank has legally advertised this property, and then they acquire title by conducting an auction there. So when the borrower loses the property, the bank takes it back through the foreclosure auction. Now what we're doing is we're auctioning for the bank. The bank has already acquired it. They have ordered us to come down and sell this property to get it out of their inventory.
How is the property title affected by each of these two types of auctions?
Well, Helen, the title is actually improved through the foreclosure process. The bank, the foreclosure wipes out any liens that may have been against the property and vests the title completely into the bank. A lot of times people are concerned about back taxes or other liens on the property, but those are all wiped out, and they're guaranteed when they buy this property through our auction process to get a clear title that's fully marketable.
Right, so buying at a bank-ordered auction is one of the best ways to assure you have clear title.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great way to do that.
Our upcoming auction is an online auction. Can you explain how an online auction works and how that differs from a regular auction?
Sure, Helen. An online auction is simply where all the bids are submitted through an online bidding platform. With a regular auction, you have an auctioneer chanting bids on the property, or typically on the property. It could be off-site, but through the online auction process, our bidders will register on our website at rowellauctions.com. They will place their bids. They'll be able to see what the other bid has been placed and what bid they need to place. Very simple process. It works very similar to eBay.
In the auction process, how are contingencies handled? Is the bidder allowed to submit an offer with contingencies? Are there any, or how do you handle that?
Helen, actually in the online bidding process, there are no contingencies there. Basically, the only contingency is that the bank be able to deliver good and marketable title. And once again, they've cleared the title through the foreclosure process. So the only contingency is, what we like to say is, if the sun comes up 30 days from now, they have to close.
Okay, so the bidder should do all of his inspections and take care of any financing or arrange all that before he comes in to bid.
Absolutely. Like I said, there are no contingencies for financing. There's no inspection contingencies. The property is sold as is, where it is.
What about fees? Are there any fees involved in bidding?
Helen, there are no registration fees. However, there is a 10% buyer's premium that applies on this auction. And a buyer's premium works very similar to sales tax. If the high bid on these properties, say, was $2 million per property, there will be a 10% buyer's premium, which is $200,000, added to the bid price to determine the final contract price. So on a $2 million bid, a $200,000 buyer's premium equates to a $2.2 million contract price.
Are there any other expenses other than the buyer's premium that the high bidder would have? For instance, who would pay the documentary stamps and who would pay for the title insurance policy?
The bidder will actually pay the documentary stamps on these auctions. The bank is actually going to provide the deed and conveyance, and they're going to pay 1/2 of the owner's title policy.
A lot of my fellow realtors have asked, could they participate, and can the bidder work with a realtor, and how does that work?
Helen, we actually encourage the bidders to work with realtors. We love them to have the opportunity to go out and see the property. We don't particularly want a bidder that's not familiar with this property, that has not seen it. So what we're doing is we're offering a 1% broker's co-op to any participating realtor, that a client can go in, or a prospective customer can go in, and they can say, you know, you're going to make a fee for representing me. That person will conduct the showing, and they would actually assist with the closing as well.
As you may know, we have an upcoming online auction on 2 beachfront houses on St. George Island. So Mark, tell us a little bit about that. When are the auction dates?
The auction date is actually a 2-week period. It's going to run from January the 15th through January the 29th, and that's a Tuesday through a Tuesday 2 weeks later than that.
Okay, and this is all online.
All online. All the bidding is done through a website.
Okay, so what does someone do to register?
All right, it's very simple. They go to our website at www.rowellauctions.com. There is a registration form there that once they scroll down to this bidding page, they click on the bidding page. The first thing that they'll see is a link for the registration form. They click on that. We take some very basic information. We take a name, we take an address, and we do require a credit card information for verification of identity.
Okay, but there's no fees involved. You
No
don't use
fees.
it.
No fees. We're not charging
Okay,
for
good.
registration, but it's simply a way to identify that the person that registers is who they say that they are.
That's great. And what about open houses? Do you have some open house dates set?
We sure do. We've got 2 open houses. One is going to be on Sunday afternoon, January the 13th, from 1 to 4, and the second one will be on Sunday afternoon, January the 20th, from 1 to 4.
Great. Well, I'm really excited about this. This is a great way to start off the new year by something new, online auctions for beachfront houses. If you're interested and would like more information, please go to Mark's website, www.rowellauctions.com, or you can go to my company's website, www.ForgottenCoastForeclosures.com. But either way, you'll get some great information on some great houses. So Mark, thanks for coming down here and doing this with me today. I really appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, Helen. I enjoyed it.
Okay, and Royce, thank you.